Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me here today. Normally, I am here to talk to you about comic books, but in this case, I want to give you my take on Daredevil Born Again trailer. Born Again is one of the greatest stories of all time. It was released between Daredevil 227 to Daredevil 233, written by Frank Miller and illustrated by David Mazzucchelli. Born Again is Wilson Fisk discovering that Matt Murdock is Daredevil. And how that was done is Karen Page was addicted to drugs and she sold Daredevil's secret for a fix. So it gets to the Kingpin, and the Kingpin decides to test it, and then is affirmed that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, and then proceeds to destroy his personal life. So that is what Born Again sort of is the premise. Matt Murdock finds redemption and eventually goes and becomes Daredevil again. So, in a nutshell, it's basically superhero deconstruction, which was prevalent during the mid '80s. My my thing is, and I'm quite sure this will be a good story that is going to be on Disney Plus. But here's the thing. From the trailer, it appears Matt Murdock has quit being Daredevil for whatever reason. Kingpin already knows he was Daredevil, and he is running to become mayor of New York City. And so, based on what I was able to decipher from the trailer, he becomes Daredevil again, thus Born Again. But I think that is about the only similarity that this what would you say, not show, but this arc of the show will have in common with the comic book. And although I will enjoy it as on its own merit, I'm a little bit sad that it's not really a telling of that origin, of that story, because that story is absolutely freaking amazing. I own the issues. I own a hardcover, full page book. I own the artist edition. It's just phenomenal. And as I mentioned, I'm not a hater, and I'm not going to hate on the trailer. The trailer is fine. It looks like the Punisher is going to be a big part of the show. So I think it's actually going to be pretty decent. Daredevil, and I say think it's going to be decent because Disney has taken all the Marvel properties and sort of I don't know, Disney sized them. They've been making more misses than hits. So I still think Daredevil is going to be good, but I find that it is not going to be anywhere near as good as the actual story, the Born Again story, because I don't think it's based on the Born Again. I think Matt just finds a way to become Daredevil again, and that's what they mean by Born Again. But that superhero deconstruction that Frank Miller did, I don't think you're going to see it. So I am covering Frank Miller's run on Daredevil, so I have not gotten to the Born Again arc, but I will. Hopefully, by this year, I will get to it. But regardless, here it starts off with this. Karen Page sits here and she basically wants money to be able to get her hit and sells Matt Murdock's. And there it is. And this sets up the entire story up in one single page. And I really would have loved to have seen something similar to this, because that's what I thought we were going to get. I thought we were going to get an adaptation to Born Again. Instead, we're getting something completely different, which is okay, but it made me sad in a way that this story isn't being adapted. And I hope eventually in the future, with all the stuff in there, that there's a chance that this magnificent story does get adapted. Now, something that I am gonna look forward to is it does look like we get the White Tiger, which is such an obscure character from the 1970s. One of the really cool things about the White Tiger that I remember is that he is Puerto Rican, like I am. I thought that was kind of cool. Whether or not he's Puerto Rican in the show is to be determined, but that is kind of cool. But here's the thing, the White Tiger was not in the Born Again story. So this does look to be an original story. I think it will be good. But if you are nostalgic like I am and you see the name Daredevil Born Again, I just wouldn't get your hopes up. As I mentioned, the only thing I think it has in common with Born Again is just the title. So I think it's just an original story using the Born Again moniker. So it'll be interested. Are you guys looking forward to it? I am. I think it's going to be good. I just don't think it's the true Born Again that us comic fans think. So that's my opinion. So do you guys agree? Do you think it's going to be a good show? I think it is. You guys looking forward to it? I am. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Born Again, and I hope it lives up to it. So like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.